I have in front of me my Wii Fighting Stick it's called the Fighting Stick Wii. Hori makes this thing. It's $39.99. It actually connects to the wireless controller, so it's actually wireless. And I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on this because I've had this for a while and I haven't really mentioned it in any of my videos and I haven't used it much. But just wanted to quick go over a few things with it. Above them, you probably already know, but to the left is my Xbox 360 stick. It's got the Hori, it's got, not Hori, but it's got Sanwa upgraded parts, the JLF stick, Sanwa buttons, at least the red ones are. I left these the same. That's for my Xbox. My PlayStation 3 is completely original. I haven't modified anything on this yet. I paid $69.99 for this, $79.99 for the Xbox. So just a quick comparison in quality, starting with the Wii. Now the joystick, I mean, it's pretty loose. It doesn't feel that great, but when compared to the Mad Cat stick, it feels pretty much the same. The looseness of it, the responsiveness, it's all the same pretty much. If I was to take this apart and take that apart, I'm sure there wouldn't be much difference. The only problem is you can't really, without a lot of work, you can't upgrade the parts in this unless you know how to solder, and you got to start grinding things down to, make sure they actually fit. But using it like it is with this joystick, because on my PlayStation I use the regular joystick all the time, I actually don't mind the joystick at all. It doesn't bother me. I'm used to high quality at the same time, but I could still play on this and not feel like I can't even play the game. It does not affect gameplay to me. It works just the same. Obviously it's a square restrictor, same with the PlayStation, square, which doesn't bother me either. I actually like it at some points of the game, depending on who I'm using. My Xbox, it's got the octagon gate. I've also reduced the throw of it by modifying the inside of it. I actually have an extra spring also to make it so it's actually stiffer. It's not as loose as the rest, which it's good and bad at the same time, because if you look at my finger, if it actually focuses, it might not focus. That's my ring finger. I got a pretty nasty blister there that's never going to go away probably because I keep using that stick, but it does respond a lot better. But back to this thing. So I would say the joystick is not the best, but it's just the same as a Mad Cat feel, so it doesn't bother me, so that part I'm okay with. The buttons, now the buttons on the Hori, they're just really not that good. They don't feel good at all. But to be honest with you, they work just the same as any other button. They work when I want them to work. The only difference is they're pretty stiff, and they make like a weird noise compared to like even the Mad Cat stick the buttons they sound tinny, but they're pretty soft. Sanwa, almost the same as a Mad Cat, same responsiveness, but they just got a better feel to it. These buttons, they just sound like crap, and they're all pretty stiff. But the thing is, it just gives it this illusion that you have to press the button harder, but you really don't. That's the weird thing about it. You can actually just graze the button and it's going to respond every time, but just the feel of it makes you just want to kind of hit the buttons. But for $39.99, even though you can change the buttons out if you know how to solder, the buttons are fine. They're not great, but overall, considering how much I paid for the rest of them, it actually does the job pretty well. So I'm actually going to play some Wii games and show you what I use this stick for, basically. There's not a lot of fighting games out there, but I got an arcade system And I got the King of Fighters collection for the Wii, so you can see the joystick in action, and then you can make a decision whether, if you can even find one of these anywhere, you might want to pick it up. I think it's actually a decent stick for the price. I mean, I paid a lot of money for everything else, but this thing, it does have its downfalls, but I mean, it's almost half the price, so I mean, it's up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this thing in and start playing some games.